Welcome back to Benny Watkins Field as the sun is set, the lights are up, and the Flyers are getting ready to take on the Warhawks here in the nightcap of the 41st District Tournament, night one. Alongside David Daly, I'm John Piesheimer, and we're glad you could join us tonight. If you saw the first game, Great Crossing girls taking down Frankfort High, a valiant effort by Frankfort High. Great Crossing girls winning in that one 5-0, so they will move on to take on the winner tomorrow night of Western Hills and Franklin County. But we've got a boys game to settle between now and then. The Flyers of Franklin County on their home turf tonight, but taking on a formidable Great Crossing Warhawks team that really kind of laid the wood to them 9-0 the last time these two teams met on this field. But David, it's a new season. It's a home field advantage for Franklin County, and you know their life is on the line, so to speak, in the postseason, and that can make a lot of players play above themselves. What do you think we're going to see?
Absolutely. I can see, my anticipation is you're going to see a Franklin County Flyer team going to come out. I think they're going to be strong in the middle. I think they're going to try to force everything a little bit wide. But they are also coming in off of a victory. On their last game of the season on the 30th, they beat Harrison County 1-0, and so they're going to walk in here with victory taste in their mouth. And the goal here would be to stay close, try and not let Great Crossing jump on them early.
Yep, and we'll see if they're successful at that. The lights are shining on the turf, and we're getting ready to start this one. We'll be back in just a little bit with all the action. Stay with us here on the Cable 10 Game of the Week.
Here at David Tolles Auto Pro, we know if people are driving right now, it's only for the most important reasons. And if their car breaks down, we need to get it back on the road. At Auto Pro, we want you to rest assured that we're doing everything in our power to keep you safe. We follow all recommended COVID-related safety guidelines when handling your vehicle. Our lobby and facilities are completely clean and sanitized every night, and we have touchless credit card processing. We appreciate your trust in these difficult times, and we want to thank you for shopping locally. If you have to take it to somebody, you can take it to us. David Tolles Auto Pro.
Game of the Week is brought to you by David Tolles Auto Pro. You're in good hands with David Tolles Auto Pro. Bring your vehicle to us for the best repairs in the Frankfort area. 2 locations at 1348 Versailles Road and 515 Duncan Road. And check us out at davidtollsautopro.com.
Game of the Week is brought to you by Exit Realty Crutcher. Exit Realty Crutcher, your premier resource for all real estate services, wishes all teams a great school year. From Louisville to Lexington and all cities in between, we have the knowledge, enthusiasm, teamwork, and experience to help you buy and sell. Come see what we have to offer for your real estate needs. ExitRealtyCrutcher.com. Buying and selling a home can be an extremely stressful experience. Let real estate agent Reva Howe help you navigate the process smoothly and help relieve your anxiety. Reva is honest, an excellent communicator, and will be your advocate every step of the way. Reva provides expert advice and will treat you like family. At Exit Realty Crutcher, real estate is what we do, and families are why we do it. Contact Reva today by texting Reva to 85377. Call her at 502-330-8831. You'll be glad you did.
Yeah, this is Joe. You need a tree removed from your yard? Yeah, I can do that for you.
Don't take a chance on any Joe Schmo. Call Estate Tree Service for all your tree care needs. Since 1957, Estate Tree Service has provided safe, quality tree care at a fair rate. From tree removal and pruning to stump grinding and debris cleanup, we've got you covered. Call the trusted professionals at Estate Tree Service today.
Game of the Week is brought to you by Exit Realty Crutcher. Exit Realty Crutcher wishes all teams a great school year. Real estate is what we do. Families are why we do it. If you're looking to buy or sell or interested in a career in real estate, contact us today to see how our family can help your family. Visit ExitRealtyCrutcher.com.
I'm Dr. Jenny Millen. I'm owner and chiropractor at Triple Crown Chiropractic and Wellness. I started this practice in 2010, and Traditional Bank is the 4th bank I've tried. After switching, I feel like I'm home. I'm from a small town, and that hometown feel of knowing that they care about where you are now and where you are going in the future, that is a win-win for me.
Tune in to Around 10, Frankfort's very own morning show. We cover all the happenings in the capital city every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 10 a.m. live on Cable 10, Facebook, and YouTube. Remember, if it happens around town, it's on around 10.
I'm going to try and
Welcome to Franklin County High School's Benny Watkins Field for the 21st District Soccer Tournament. Our second game this evening features the Flyers of Franklin County and the Warhawks of Great Crossing. Fans of the National Federation of High Schools and the Kentucky High School Athletic Association require officials to enforce sportsmanship rules. High school athletics emphasize positive values. The participants have worked hard to create a sense of teamwork, respect, responsibility, and perspective. We remind you good behavior is expected from all, and the misconduct will not be tolerated. Let this competition reflect mutual respect among all participants, officials, and fans. Now for the starting lineups. First, for the Franklin County Flyers. Number 16, Jeffter Caba Brito. Number 28, Nicholas Capuzzi. Number 1, Grant Kaiser. Number 31, Logan Martin. Number 13, Layden New. Number 33, Eric Piper. Number 15, Easton Powell. Number 22, Everson Rodriguez. Number 23, Caleb Terry. Number 19, Jacob Thompson. And in goal tonight for the Flyers, number 24, Braden Hack. The head coach for the Flyers, Mike Hayes. Now for the Warhawks of Great Crossing. Number 2, Wesley Hope. Number 3, Reagan Disney. Number 4, Paul Redmond. Number 5, Aiden Bryan. Number 6, Caleb Coates. Number 9, Preston Welch. Number 10, Caleb Barnes. Number 17, Nathan Mefford. Number 26, Tristan Morin. Number 33, Kenton Rollin. And in goal for the Warhawks, number 13, Ethan Purcell. Coaching staff for the Warhawks: assistants, Derek Willis, Jonathan Rage, associate head coach Charles Johnson, and the head coach Nick Maxwell. Good luck to both teams. Guys, let's have a great game.
We're about to get this one underway here at Benny Watkins Field as the Great Crossing Warhawks coming into this 9-6-3 total. Their record 4-3-2 in the 11th region, 3-0 in district play, undefeated, and the top seed coming in. They've had a pretty impressive season, as we mentioned earlier in the open, defeating Franklin County 9-0 here just a couple of weeks ago, and that was a big game for a couple of their main guys. Preston Welch had a hat trick in that and 2 assists, and those were 3 of his 14 goals on the season. He's leading the team in that category. And for Franklin County, you know, coming in, having had a little bit of a more rough season than they have before. You know, they're the 4th seed coming in, and definitely a bit of an underdog in this game. And from your experience coaching, David, what do you kind of instill to your players when they've got a, you know, in a tournament game, and especially when you're an underdog in a tournament game?
Yeah, that's always a challenge, and you're going to start talking to your seniors, and you're going to talk to the 6 seniors and say, you know, trust the training, outwork them. Nothing magic's going to happen. Just go out there and be focused, play solid ball, make sure you're on your marks, make sure you're keeping defensively yourself between your opponent and the goal, and good things will happen. Just stay solid up the middle, trust the system.
Anything can happen if you do all those things, and that's why we watch. And we're underway here as Franklin County, the Flyers in white tonight, going left to right. Great Crossing takes the ball immediately here, and fight underway, and Franklin County trying to get man forward already, and that's on Great Crossing coming up, and just teams early on feeling each other out.
And we'll get a pretty quick indication about how tight the center ref is going to call. We'll see what the AR1 and AR2 are going to be doing, just to see if they're going to let a little bit of play go, a little bit of physical contact, or they're going to be tight. But right now, everybody's just going to play in the space, not make many too many big runs.
Now, by AR, you mean assistant referee?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. The referee's on the line.
And you've had experience in both the coaching position and the official position.
Absolutely. And when I was a coach, I thought the referees always hated me. And as I turned out, when I was refereeing, I realized that the referees want to play all they want to do is they want to work a clean game. They want to work a nice game and look in themselves in the mirror and go, I called a good game. And
you realize the one thing that coaches and referees have in common is the parents like to yell at them.
Oh, yes. You know, you usually made somebody mad, but I didn't take it personal.
Great Crossing attacking down the left right now, kind of running out of space that time was Caleb Coates. And here is, we're seeing the first time getting on the ball, number 9 there, Preston Welch. And as we mentioned earlier, he's got 14 goals and 11 assists on the season and leads the team in both of those categories.
Yeah, Welch is one of their primary scorers.
That's going to be our first goal.
He picked it up.
Yeah, wow.
In the second minute.
Just like that, kind of out of nothing, because it looked like on the right side, the Warhawks had kind of just overplayed the ball, but snuck across in. We kind of saw the same thing happen in the girls' game, but just
that Wesley Holt
keeping things going. Wesley
no.
Holt.
No, it wasn't. I'm sorry.
Wesley
That's
Holt
Caleb
kind of
Barnes.
punching that through to Caleb Barnes, who finishes that, the junior. And we're only 2 minutes into this. Great crossing already on top. Nice finish that time, too, just a really quick. That was almost what they'd call a poacher's finish.
Yeah, yeah. It just it was unlucky. There was a nice attempt on a save, just kicked out, and he bounced on it. That's what you call being opportunistic scoring.
And that's exactly what you want out of your guys up top.
Absolutely.
You
just got to have a nose for a ball.
You want them to kind of have that assassin's mentality.
Absolutely.
Okay, so as a coach, you're a heavy underdog coming into the game, and you've just given up a goal in the first 2 minutes. What's the game plan now?
Just keeping them up. Seniors, stay up. Come on, guys, you got this. You got to stay up. Just keep your head on line. You're fine. We're good. And just keep on staying positive.
That's a great ball over the top from Welch, and coming onto it, the cross.
The backside's wide open, though. You got to get on that backside.
Yeah, nice job of recovery that time and recognizing the danger by the back line for Franklin County. But that was such a nice ball.
Excellent
by Welch. Cross field, just completely opening up play.
Yeah. What I noticed was that Franklin County's going to have to get that midfield back and recover because the first threat was covered, the second threat was covered, but there was a third threat that they were late to respond to. So the outer mids do a lot of running because you're covering attacking third to defensive third.
Warhawks now kind of resetting, starting from the back.
There'll be a flyer throw in.
Yep.
Coming out of their defensive end. You got Bunch there a little bit.
Nice little touch there to take himself into some space. That was Aiden Bryan. Here's Welch on it. Looks for Bryan. Actually found its way to Caleb Barnes, the goal scorer, but Franklin County comes out with him. Now they're going to try to break quickly.
Rodriguez looks up.
Has a nice through ball that time, and coming up with it is
he finds Grant Kaiser.
Grant Kaiser, number 1. He leads this Flyer team in goals with 6 goals and 2 assists on the season.
Kaiser is carrying the captain's armband too, the number 1. Always means that the team can look to him. He carries a little extra load.
Kaiser's one of those seniors you were alluding to.
Well played. Quick throw in, just unlucky bounce. They're going to fall back and regroup.
Franklin County had possession in the middle of the field and might have had something on that time, but I think maybe player was on the wrong side of the offside line.
That was an optimistic through ball there.
Franklin County with the goal kick, and we will get a look here at the kicking chops of their goalkeeper, the senior Braden Hack, number 24. Number 2 is our goalkeeper tonight. I think it's still Braden Hack. He might just be.
Yeah.
It always gets kind of funky with keeper jerseys.
I just noticed he was a left-footed keeper.
Welch with a nice through ball there. And the shot just a little bit too wild that time by Coates, number 6.
Nice clear. Very nice clear by Franklin County.
But already you can see number 9, Preston Welch. You can see why so much of this Warhawk attack runs through him, because he just seems to, that's the second or third ball he's just put on a dime exactly where he'd want it.
Excellent ball. Nice goal kick all the way to midfield.
There's Coates.
Hack. Setting up a little offense.
Over to Tristan Morin.
Good pressure. Well done.
Loses it out. The Flyers able to capitalize there.
Rodriguez looking to play it back.
Franklin County just hasn't been able to really get much time on the ball so far.
There you go. That's good. Great opportunity. Great opportunity. There you go. First shot on goal.
another opportunistic thing, but you take what they give you, and right there, that was Everson Rodriguez, number 22.
Absolutely. He poached it right there. He bird dogged it a little bit. It was a poor play, and he about made him pay.
Yeah, he just couldn't finesse it to the right side like he was trying to. You could see what the intention was.
But I've been impressed with
another incredible searching ball that time. Nice move to get some space.
Clear,
coming in to clear that. That is almost one of those that takes a goal off the board right there. That's a great clearance.
It's hard to see the numbers here.
Yeah, so if we're not giving you all the numbers for Franklin County, we apologize. It's just kind of a product of
yellow on white's a little bit hard.
Point. Franklin County trying to attack here and may have something on, is sticking with the play. Nice job that time was the midfielder for Franklin County. And
looked like Eric Pfeiffer, I believe.
Yeah, and anybody that's watched soccer here when we've done the 41st District Tournament will remember Philip Pfeiffer for Franklin County, who really was just kind of the backbone of those Flyer teams from that time. A defender who was just hard as nails, also had a shot on him. From every sport he played, you could probably take the same qualities that he brought to the table.
Tell you what, Franklin County, the Flyers have been putting a little bit of pressure on this back line of Gray Crossings. They're playing a little bit of a flat back, but so far they've applied some nice offensive pressure, and I have a feeling that they're going to slip one in here.
Yeah, you can tell they want to break, and they want to break quickly and try to, exploit the space that's going to be left by that back line. And try to kind of, because Great Crossing's been pretty aggressive in bringing people forward. Yeah. Nice footwork by Welch that time to just juggle the ball and get it back into space and just calmly bring it back and recycle it. Let's reset.
Yeah. If Franklin County can just pull that back line up just a little bit more, get a little bit more midfield control, I think they can move forward.
The official hearing it from the crowd here is just unable to really get out of the way, but didn't touch it, play on.
Grant Kaiser was just asking the referee for clarification. Was that a handball? Was that a handball? And he said, no, play on.
Yeah, well, if you watched us during the first game, the interpretation of handball is interesting, to say the least.
It was very liberal. Yeah. Or non-existent, I guess.
Yeah.
But players can adjust to it. As long as it's consistent, that's all you need to know.
I don't know, the adjustment you'd make to handball not being called might turn this into a different sport altogether.
That's true.
It was a kind of side shot attempted that time by Tristan Morin.
That's sort of the great debate. Is it handball or ball to hand? And that's the call. And that's sort of the big rub.
Exactly, and that's been one of those things that's been interesting, especially
nice play by Rodriguez. Yeah. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Well done. Just nice, savvy heads-up play by him.
Yeah, and I mean, okay, so we're at the 30-minute mark right now, and a shot from distance, and trying to catch the keeper off his line there, but
Aiden Bryan, he struck that thing from about 45 out, and
Aiden Bryan, another one of the standouts for this Great Crossing team with 7 goals and 5 assists on the season. Coming back to that handball thing, that's something that even in the highest echelons of the sport, they still can't seem to agree on what a handball is, when it should be applied. You see so many times, it's like, well, was it an intentional handball or not? Was the arm in an irregular position unnatural? And just you kind of get into this weird sort of like, splitting hairs bureaucracy, and it's like, well, did it hit it? Did it hit in his hand? Did it? Then it's a handball. You could make that argument.
Absolutely, and that's the thing as a coach that I always wanted to have is just the consistency. If you're going to call a handball on the field, you're going to call it a handball in the box.
Yeah.
and it's PK. If you're not going to call a handball on the field, then don't call it a handball in the box. So just be consistent. And I think that's what the players can adjust to, and the coaches can too. So
Yeah, I think that's probably one of the most across the board irritating things, frustrating things as far as coaches go is situational officiating.
Yes, exactly. Yep. I think it's 1-0. Franklin County gave up a goal in the 2nd minute, but since that time, it's been some nice, solid play. They're playing the ball to space against a solid Great Crossings team. Great Crossings really is not dominating.
Yeah, you keep asking the question.
The timer play, yeah, just they take that one break and then they start believing and they see their opportunity. That's a well done way to come out and attack the ball. Keeper Braden Hack.
Meanwhile, Great Crossing, you can see just really looking to have those guys make the run off the ball and trying to play those through balls through the middle of the field, really, and really been pretty effective at it. We've seen some very near misses so far. Now they're going to attack from the right side.
Yeah. And they that was a 2-pass field switch. So they took the ball all the way from one side of the field, made 2 passes, and they began to attack the opposite section.
And having that ability just opens things up so much.
Yeah. And it's quick because you do two nice long passes, boom, boom, and you're there. And now you're just going to regroup and attack.
Now Franklin County is
going
pulling
to build
it back, and this might be exactly what they need here. Just get a little bit of,
nice.
give the defense
That's
a little bit
ball.
of time to.
Good read.
A little bit of miscommunication.
Yeah. That was unlucky, unfortunate. But that was a well-played ball, a nice build-up. Just came a little bit short.
Gives their defense a little bit of time to kind of rest those legs, too.
Yeah. I've been pleased with Rodriguez over on this side this half. I like his work rate for the Flyers. He's done he's made some well-played passes and some excellent touches. So good opportunity.
Just throwing for Great Crossing. It's Morin now splits defenders, still with it. Nice little chip in there to Wesley Holt. Holt plays it back to Morin, and Holt finds the ball back at his foot, takes a right-footed shot that goes off the back of a Flyer. And now Franklin County has it. Now they've got some space to run. Here's Rodriguez. Ball played into the middle of the field. I believe that is Pfeiffer.
Pfeiffer's been looking to redistribute.
Great crossing.
Just broke down a little bit.
Possesses them and immediately plays it out. So Franklin County will have a throw right in front of their own bench.
Yeah. But I'll tell you, this is a solid performance so far by Franklin County. They come in at 5-13 overall, but they don't look like a 5-13 team right now. They look much solid, much more solid than that, and not bad. They had a couple of really good opportunities early. So
yeah, for a team that in
that lost 9-0
previous matchup. Definitely not coming in here looking intimidated, even after giving up that early goal.
Yeah, it was just 6 days ago that they lost 9-0. So, but that gets into the head of the team who won 9-0. They may come in a little overconfident. They may come in a little bit.
There's Brian playing it over the top.
Not with their best game. Looks like first corner kick for Great Crossing.
Yeah, that's a good point. Coming in here from the aspect of Coach Maxwell for Great Crossing, how you get your team to kind of be balanced and realize that was a week ago. It's a completely different thing, and we have to play it on its own terms as that cross comes in. It was a nice cross. She got to the head of number 20, I believe that was number 31, Ethan Payne coming in, the senior. Just got a little bit under that.
Yeah, there's always that saying that says it's hard to beat a team twice. A lot of districts you're going to play at home and home, and it might be that you've lost that team twice already. It's hard to beat a team 3 times because it gets in the head.
Warhawks on the right side now.
But what you'll notice is that they are patient. They're going to sit and they're just going to pass the ball in touch. They're moving to space well. They're creating space.
Yeah, you can tell the way that Brian and Welch really work together in that midfield, and Welch is going to get a look at it. Nice move to get some space and chips
Nice
that one
save.
up, and that was a nice save.
Very
as you
nice
said
save.
by that.
Yep. Hack saw
Braden.
that coming, right on target, jumped up, parried it right over to the lob. Well done.
We'll have a corner. And we'll take a look at the replay here. What a move to get some space.
He knew exactly what he wanted. Well done. It's a nice save, young man.
We take a look at the corner coming in. And the rebound
nice.
shot
Nice
knocked out
save.
another rebound that knocked out, and that's
Well done.
to the keeper that time. And that was a nice job by the Flyer defense to kind of hold serve.
Just keeping bodies in place right there.
Hack puts his foot through that one.
Yeah, that's a
Nice kick.
Nice punt.
Look what you get out of it, though. Completely flipped the field here.
Hack's a senior, sitting in the back, directing and driving the defense. He's giving them a little bit of direction. It's always good to have that strong center.
And we see the shot there, just a ways wide, just hooked it a little bit. That was Tristan Morin. And it's not as if when the Flyers have gotten the ball, they've just been kind of what you'd call like those long ball merchants where you're just trying to play it out and, in the hopes that maybe a defender will fall down or one of your guys up top is going to run. They've tried to play some stuff when they've got possession.
Yes, yes, they have. They move the ball up. They've moved the space much better than they did right off the bat. But so I think I really see something coming here.
Yeah, and it's one of those things I think too when you just keep playing those long passes, it will make a nice little dink
nice
there.
Nice little flick on, yes.
Yeah, it's an excellent skill there, and they're going to get a throw, and I don't know, that's going to go great crossing's way, but if you're just playing long balls and making the defense chase you, that makes them physically exhausted.
Yeah.
If you are trying to kind of play through them at the same time, that makes them physically and mentally exhausted.
Yeah. But Grant Kaiser on that last play.
That was excellent.
Nifty little footwork and almost was able to flick that thing and keep it in bounds. Solid defense on the far side by Franklin County.
Yep.
No worries. Ball came through nice and easy. Shepherded it right across the 6. Played it out. 26.
Welch with it. Welch takes the shot with the left foot. That was a good job by Hack of really cutting down the angle that Welch had to shoot there. And that'll be a goal kick.
Yeah, he was trying to CNI.
Yeah, and really
CNI single on that one.
Yeah, and that was good by Hack because he was really his own man was kind of blocking his view of the ball that time.
He was trying to kind of cross-foot him. He was driving to his left and then tried to cut it back, anticipating that the keeper Hack would be diving for a shot in far post. It was a good read. He read his waist and did not react to that.
Great crossing back underneath, another great
halfway
ball.
Through the first half. It's 1-0. Great crossing up on Franklin County, but it's been a solid game. Very
nice
solid
last
game.
ditch clearance that time, coming in to make that clearance. That is number 19 for
Jacob Thompson.
Jacob Thompson.
Yep. Just way to stay with the play.
Sophomore.
Made the play from the ground.
That shot.
Yep.
The right foot. It
More
looked
solid
like
defense.
A defensive foot met the ball at the same time as.
And there's sportsmanship right there. Yes, absolutely. It was a great one-on-one. And Welch came up to him and they kind of slapped hands. Great play.
Yep.
And that's what you want to see. I love that. That gave me a little goosebumps for positivity.
Yeah, I'm sure, especially from a coach for
It's just respect.
From the coach's aspect for what you're teaching your players, and from the official's aspect of, hey, I can keep control of this game.
Yes, absolutely, yeah. You know, but you saw two young men out there playing hard and respected what they did. Hey, you beat me on that. I'm a scorer, but you beat me on that. Very good. Slap hands, move on.
Yeah, if you ever see any footage of the now retired Andrew Luck, who played for the Colts, the quarterback, when he'd get sacked, a lot of times if they had the mic on his helmet, he'd be like, oh, man, great sack.
Yeah.
I love it. You know, you just tell somebody's a fan and a student of the game.
Yes, yes. It's just you're respecting the game, and you're respecting other athletes for doing what you're doing.
Warhawks give it away, and the Flyers might have something on here.
Oh,
Kaiser trying to kind of flick it through, and the idea was right, just a little bit short.
I was almost expecting him to play that ball back into the middle to himself.
I'll tell you what, Preston Welch, you know, he's got 14 goals on the season, and that's going to be a foul going the other way.
16.
That was
Cheether Kaba over on the left side, on that left back.
Nice
He is playing a solid game over there. I haven't called him yet because I could not read his number. But man, he's played a solid half over there so far.
And for a team that gave up 9 goals in this same matchup a week ago, they've really kind of you can tell that they've kind of taken that result to heart and really want to improve on that tonight.
Yeah, I believe I don't have the numbers here. I saw it earlier. I believe Franklin County gave up 83 goals this year. But this looks like a team that's much better than that.
Yeah, their average was 1.2 goals scored per game and 5.4 allowed. That doesn't make a good reading, no matter how you say it.
Yeah, it gives them an RPI of a .41, whereas Great Crossing has an RPI of a .56, so you want to be closer to 10. Yeah, very solid.
Let's see a substitution come in as Tristan Morin is going to take a seat. Coming into the game right now is number 49. That is Brian Ramirez.
Ooh, I'm surprised he didn't call dangerous play on that. Brought that foot up above his head. Yeah, the boot above the waist.
That's another call that it tends to be situational, and I can see why they do that, because a lot of times the guy's doing that just to try to pull the ball down. He's not really threatening anybody, but when somebody's close to you, that, you know, of course, that's dangerous for obvious reasons.
Yeah. But I'll tell you what, if you ever take one to the face, I took one in college playing against Berea, and 17 stitches, ripped my lip up all the way through my nose. So. It is painful.
Those art kids don't mess around.
No.
15 minutes and change left in this one. Great Crossing up 1-0. They scored in the first 2 minutes, and really it's been kind of I would say the score line on the scoreboard reflects kind of what we're seeing out there.
We got a goal kick coming up. Yeah, it's I mean, it has not been. It has really been a nice back and forth. You know, nothing extravagant on either side. Now, Franklin County has not had a lot of great shots yet. They've had really probably two good scoring opportunities.
Well, you can see what both teams are doing, and you can see what both teams are doing to neutralize what the other teams do.
Yep. And they're definitely, one thing Franklin County, I think, is doing effectively is they are jumping on the ball early in midfield. So they're trying to take away that middle of the field, that middle third, and they're not abdicating that. It's tough to play defense and then build it out and then make a good solid attack.
Yeah, and the guy that just got the ball and couldn't quite get it right to his feet is the guy that you want to get more touches than he's gotten so far in Grant County.
Right here, and you look for a little bit of a break, a little bit of a mistake, put a little pressure on him.
And there again, I think is a situation where maybe it's in the heads of Franklin County. Two guys pursuing that ball, both of them are a step ahead of the Great Crossing player, and the Great Crossing player gets it. Is it a fact that we see that ball come in? Is it just a case of not wanting to leave space?
Well, the commitment to it quick enough. They're not anticipating maybe. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's okay.
I thought there was maybe
I
thought there was maybe a handball in the box, but down there that there was no call made on it.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
But
we don't observe that.
But there was no call. So, but yeah, it just part of it is your feet are always you always have to be moving. You always have to be up on your toes and moving, and then you're just trying to anticipate where's that pass going to come, and you're trying to take that space away.
And also, we're 20, 25 minutes into this, tired legs, tired minds.
Yes, absolutely. A study was made back in the 80s of the premier elite soccer across the globe. When most goals were scored, what time frame, what periods, etc. It was first 5 and last 5 minutes of each half. 80% of the goals were scored first 5, last 5. It's when you come in unprepared, maybe a little soft, maybe a little bit let down, or you're going through the half, you're thinking, I'm going to back off and take a break.
And also, that's kind of the time where, like, you're trying to figure out what the other team's doing as well.
Yes.
You see Eric Viper taking a seat. He's been a battler there in the midfield. Warhawks chipping one through, and that nearly spilled into his own goal there from Braden Hack. Yeah. Just got enough on that to keep it away. But
Braden Hack just shepherded that ball just wide. Well, maybe he did not touch it then. Maybe he just saw it, just guided it.
I think from our vantage point, it looked like
I thought he parried it,
and it took a little bit of a deflection, but I guess it just went right through. We had a Flyer player that was kind of blocking our view of it.
Yeah. But so far I haven't seen a high pressure offense being applied by Great Crossing either. So I haven't seen them really push up high and maybe just leave one back here and just say.
And that's, again, is the nice cut back, and that was a great job of coming to cut that out on the defensive end there by Franklin County. We didn't quite see who that was. Again, it's fairly difficult with the yellow on white to make out numbers.
Yeah, for a second there, I thought that was an earlier goal kick, but anyway, it turned out that way.
Yeah, but you kind of circling back to what you were saying is Great Crossing not really pushing forward. Is that just where you score the early goal and you have a chance to kind of just keep everything tight, just pick your spots?
Well, to me, that's also part of the respect. To me, that's Great Crossing respecting the eventuality that if they push too hard, that Franklin County can pop one and score, and
that's an excellent ball,
and then level it up.
Yeah, that was a good job by Braden Hack that time. Really being on his toes, being aware of what was going on, and coming out to. Because I think if he'd been a couple steps, if he'd waited about another second to decide to come get that ball, that might have been a goal.
Now, I just noticed that Braden Hack rolled the ball out right-handed, but he punts left-footed and kicks left-footed. My son was a goalkeeper and was a left-hander, but he would punt right-footed and throw the ball left-handed. So it's just an interesting study.
Nice job that time, and just missing. The angle is always going to be kind of acute for Preston Welch, but does a great job to just dribble the ball through that back line. Look at this. That is just pure skill and ability right there to just completely cross up the defender. That was number 14 who was trying to pick the ball off of him.
He is a very solid player for a junior. He's got some skills. He was shooting for that back corner too.
But we started out from the 38-minute mark at 1-0. We're under 10 minutes left in this first half. We're still 1-0.
Yep. And there you go. Nice save by Hack again.
Yeah, great save. And
nice. Well done. Well done, young man.
That was that shot had some heat to it right there. And those are the kind that are so hard because it looked like it was also dipping it a little bit as it went.
Hacks,
little miscommunication.
Hacks faced 5 shots on goal, 5 on frame, 1 corner kick. And Franklin County's put two shots on goal, 2 shots on frame. So, you know, if they can hang tough here, go in at 1-0, there's things you can build on. There's positive you can build on. I think Coach Hayes could go in there and find some positive things to talk to the Flyers about.
Throw comes into Aiden Bryan.
Rodriguez put a little pressure.
My apologies if I refer to him as Aiden O'Brien. Spent a lot of time working in the horse industry, and Aiden O'Brien, one of the world's most legendary thoroughbred trainers. That is Brian Ramirez finding the ball out to Welch. Welch has 3 Flyers in front of him and likes to back it out. Here's Brian. Right-footed shot, just, you could see what he was going for and just really didn't have a dip on it.
Yeah, that was Morin, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was Tristan Morin, just back into the game. It's an interesting choice of footwear. They were out of my size, and I see where they went.
Nice camera angle there. Hack delivers the ball midfield. Throw in.
A little bit of this too might just be great crossing, kind of just saving their legs, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it could be, yeah. But, you know, when I say a high-pressure offense, meaning that you are going to run up and you are going to pressure, and that's usually what you're trying to do when you want to put one in early.
We had a big hit right in front of us as Everson Rodriguez and number 3, Reagan Disney. For great crossing, running into each other, and they stopped play for a little bit, but it seems like Rodriguez is kind of shaking off the cobwebs.
He just came back and broke up that.
What a shot with the right foot that time by the substitute, Brian Ramirez, the senior. That one had some muscle behind it, and that is your second goal of the night. Great crossing, goes up 2-1.
It was in the 35th minute.
Take a look at this. Great first touch to get himself some space to shoot and just put all of his leg behind that one. Brian Ramirez. He puts the Warhawks up by a brace.
You can see that on that on that replay. He had his knee over the ball, caught laces, and pulled it through. Had his head down, kept his head down. If he'd have raised his head up to look, he would have drove it over top of the goal. It was a well struck ball.
Exactly how you draw it up. And that's a skill. That's something that you have to learn how to do. Is not lean. It's kind of, you know, not too much different than like swinging a golf club, and that your body mechanics in a way or whatever are going to dictate where the ball goes.
Yep. Same thing in bowling. You know, if you lean off to the side, you're going to throw the ball, and you're going to let it run off on you. So, you know, sound. It's just sound body positioning. Well, that second goal just before the end of the first half is going to be tough. Yeah, it's going to be it's going to create a little bit more of a battle, but there's still positives to build on here. Franklin County can just hang tough here and go ahead and extend on the positive that they did.
You know, it's not dissimilar to what we saw in the first game tonight. If you were with us for that, great crossing, went into halftime with a 2-0 lead, and Frankfort High have been in the game, and you know they were struggling to get a lot working going forward, but we're just chasing after everything. The defense was working well. Caroline McClavick, their goalkeeper, was having a night for herself. Was really the reason that game, one of the biggest reasons that game wasn't a lot more lopsided than it was. But yeah, that was, I think we're kind of getting into the same thing here. And as coming from the coach's perspective, what is it you're telling your team, A, if you're up 2-0 in this game, and B, if you're down 2-0?
Yeah, it's you've got to build upon the positives. You've got to keep looking at those. You can't throw your hands up. You can't say, "Oh well, we're not going to play the second half." Yeah, you are. You're going to step out there. You're going to put your best forward. And just like you said, it does make it tougher. But I don't see any quitting in the Flyers here.
Welch coming all the way back
Good
to
pressure.
his own side of the field to have to pick up the ball as Franklin County starting to press a little higher here. It was a nice job of sticking with it by the Warhawks, and still with it. Here's Aiden Bryan. He's just going to kind of back it out here and get the ball to the feet of Welch. Welch put that ball chipped over the top. He saw the run coming in off the right side, and keeping it in is the Warhawk player.
It was a nice run. Nice run on the far side.
Yeah, and it was a great recognition by Welch to see that because that player was almost level with him when he hit that pass. Welch kind of forces that one in, and Braden Hack coming up to grab that one. And I think Braden Hack's had a pretty good first half for
Yes, he
himself.
had. Yes,
If you look at the 2 goals he gave up, one was, on a cross that really arguably should have been dealt with before it got to him. And the other one, I don't know, there aren't a whole lot of keepers that are playing, especially at the high school level, that are going to keep a strike like that out.
No, that was a well-played ball, and sometimes you just can't win it.
3.5 minutes left. Great crossing up 2-0. The winner of this game will go on Thursday night to play in the 41st District Championship, and they will take on the winner of the Frankfort High and Western Hills game that we'll have tomorrow night here for you on the Cableton Game of the Week. Nice ball that time by Kaiser, and he's looking for the return ball, and he would have been onside if it had gotten to him.
Yes, sir. They had it set up. They had a nice little look. There's a throw in there.
And you also have to give a little bit of credit to Great Crossing for identifying what the danger was and cutting that out at the time. Just a little bit sloppy there.
Franklin kind of laid back a little bit. You have to almost, the second half, Coach Hayes is going to have to kind of look at maybe, all right, we're going to have to go ahead and pick our opportunities. And that opportunity there, you may go ahead and push that back line up and just really pressure a little bit. Maybe leave 2 back and then send 3 of them up.
Yeah, and that is, you don't want to say there's a benefit to being 2 goals down going in at halftime. It's where the score stands right now, but you do have, it does kind of change your attitude towards it, and you do, maybe have the ability to kind of take the reins off, so to speak.
Yes. Yeah, because you look at that, and you might see Great Crescent come out really, really guns blazing, wanting to go ahead and strike early. So Franklin County's going to be prep for that. Then again, they could come out soft again. Franklin County may get on the offense. So there's some strategy. There's some gamesmanship.
Welch trying to play that ball forward to Ramirez, who hit that last wonder strike.
Capuzzi played that one out.
Welch again, the Flyers able to cut it out that time. I believe that was number 21 that came in, or 31.
31, Logan Martin.
Logan Martin.
Yeah. Get down that far corner. We get some reflection on the window.
Nice
they are calling a corner kick in the final minute here. All right.
Choking the life out of that one by the Flyer back line, and they're going to have another corner to deal with here before
comes a set piece.
We end the half. High into the air goes that one, and he found
well
a man.
Played, good solid defense.
Way to stand out for the Flyer defense that time.
There you go. Goal kick.
Now they're going to get their goal kick.
Well done.
Once Hack gets this one and puts his foot behind it.
Yeah, he'll drive this one to midfield.
That'll more than likely bring us to the end of the first half here, as we've got about 10 seconds left.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
That's where we'll leave it. 2-0 your score. Great crossing, scoring in the first 2 minutes of the game, and then a wonder strike over Franklin County. But the Flyers making a much better account of themselves than they did the last time these two teams met. It's halftime. We will have the halftime show. We're going to have highlights for you, so stay with us here on the Cable 10 Game of the Week.
The Game of the Week halftime show is brought to you by Classic Gold. Art-carved class rings are available at Classic Gold Master Jewelers, 859 East Main Street.
Classic Gold Master Jewelers has an amazing selection of jewelry that anyone will love. Classic Gold also provides custom services like pearl restringing, engraving, watch repair, ring resizing, and custom designs. Classic Gold Master Jewelers, 859 East Main Street.
It's halftime of the nightcap here in the 41st District Tournament, Night 1. Great crossing, Warhawks up 2-0 on the Franklin County Flyers. So we're going to take a look at some of the highlights of this, and great crossing with the lion's share of the possession here, but Franklin County, when called on, as we see this early goal, and that really kind of set the tone for the first 10 minutes or so of the game, but Franklin County grew into the game from that point and really just kind of wanted to, the big job was just holding firm and holding the score to where it was. And for a long time, they were able to do that.
And keeping it within distance, just like you said. And, once again, just like the Frankfort High School Lady Panthers in the first game, a strong play by the goalkeeper, Mack here. Made some really nice stops and has kept the game respectful. It's still close. There are positives to build for Franklin County. They have played the ball to space. If they can tighten up and transition that ball through the center of the field.
See the shot there that Brian Ramirez had.
Yeah.
And that's something you can say too. Like, you're down 1-0.
Yep.
Really, that shot from Brian Ramirez was just a fantastically struck ball. There's not a whole lot between these two teams in terms of, momentum and effort and, the capacity to score here. You just have one team that's had a lot more of the ball.
Yeah. And, their energy has stayed strong. They haven't really let up. I haven't seen any quit take place yet. It is 2-0, but you can't tell me by watching that first half that Great Crossing beat them 9-0 6 days ago.
That's true. And we want to thank Classic Gold Master Jeweler for sponsoring our halftime show. We will be back with second half action. You're watching the 41st District Tournament here on the Cable 10 Game of the Week.
It's all over if they hit this field goal.
Buying or selling a home can be as exciting as winning the big game on a last-second field goal. Or it can be just as devastating if the kick doesn't go in.
And the kick goes up, and it's no good. Home team loses.
That's why in real estate it always helps to be on a winning team. Choose Tim and Rebecca Hubbard with Exit Realty Crutcher.
Real estate is what we do.
And families are why we do it.
Wait, how'd you get in here?
Game of the Week is brought to you by Estate Tree Service. We have a solution for all your tree care needs. Estate Tree Service provides expert tree care and preservation. Call 502-229-5258 for a free estimate. Game of the Week is brought to you by Traditional Bank. When your business is looking to win, with tough competition around every corner, you need high performers backing you up. Traditional Bank's local team will stand by your side as a trusted partner, your friendly neighbor, and your biggest fan. It's time to make the switch. Traditional Bank, member FDIC.
When it comes to buying or selling a home, finding an honest and reputable agent is essential for a positive experience. Meet Mary Cook, an Exit Crutcher Realtor. She believes in serving her clients with honesty and integrity. Her experience includes lending, appraisals, contracts, and closings. More importantly, Mary will be with you every step along the process. Contact Mary today to discuss how she can help you with your real estate needs. At Exit Crutcher Realtor, real estate is what we do and families are why we do it. Call Mary at 502-320-9060 or text mcook to 85377.
In 1972, a young David Tolles vowed to jump the Kentucky River on his big wheel. He did not make it. We can rebuild him. We have the capability to make the world's perfect mechanic. Better, stronger, faster. David Tolles Tires and Auto Service on Duncan Road.
Bob Allen of Frankfort is a proud supporter of high school athletics.
Shop Bob Allen for a winning selection of new and pre-owned vehicles, all dealmaker priced.
Click and save today
At boballenfrankfurt.com.
Game of the Week is brought to you by Bob Allen. Bob Allen is Frankfort's dealmaker. Shop Bob Allen for a winning selection of new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, as well as pre-owned. Click and save at boballenfrankfurt.com. Bob Allen is a proud sponsor of high school athletics. Game of the Week is brought to you by Tim and Rebecca Hubbard with Exit Realty Crutcher. Choose local realtors that treat you like family, because real estate is what we do and families are why we do it. Game of the Week is brought to you by North American Insurance. North American Insurance Services provides for all your health, life, home care, Medicare, supplemental health, annuities, and long-term care. Call Mark Keetle and let us prepare your unique plan today. 606-356-7774.
This bed's too hard. This bed's too soft. This bed's just right. Come check out our new store. 316 Versailles Road behind McDonald's. Our new store is just right.
I'd like to invite you into our newest location, 316 Versailles Road. We have a large selection of furniture in stock for you to take home with you today. And like my three little bears just said, everything is just right.
Game of the Week is brought to you by Whitehead Hancock. Whitehead Hancock Plumbing has been serving Frankfort families for more than 100 years. You can trust Whitehead Hancock for all your plumbing, heating, cooling, and septic needs. Call them today at 502-227-2213 for 24-hour emergency service, or visit their website at whiteheadhancock.com.
Despite the best intentions, sometimes a marriage just doesn't work out. I'm attorney Doug Howard of the Howard Law Group. A divorce can cost you thousands of dollars in lawyer's fee alone. That's why I created uncontesteddivorce.law. If you have an uncontested divorce and both parties are willing to sign all documents, you'll only pay a flat fee plus court costs. Why spend more on your divorce than you did on your wedding cake? When a divorce is just a divorce, life demands simple.
Since 1949, Franklin Goins Insurance has been providing great rates on auto, home, business, and life insurance. Franklin Goins Insurance.
Franklin's got you covered.
It's been a tough year, and FPB is here to help by providing the emergency broadband benefit to qualifying customers. While the allotted federal funds last, if anyone in your household qualifies for certain government benefits or has lost substantial income this past year, FPB may be able to provide free broadband or reduce your current broadband bill by up to $50 a month. Visit fpb.cc/EBB to learn more. FPB, keeping you connected.
Tune in to Around 10, Frankfort's very own morning show. We cover all the happenings in the capital city every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 10 a.m. live on Cable 10, Facebook, and YouTube. Remember, if it happens around town, it's on Around 10.
Welcome back to Benny Watkins Field, the second half of the second game of the first night. Wasn't sure I'd get all those out. Not good with numbers, but
big title.
The two numbers that you have to keep in mind: 4-1, the 41st District Tournament is underway. Great Crossing up 2-0 on Franklin County, but Franklin County, I think, made a pretty good account of themselves, and it's still anybody's game, I feel.
Yeah, I kind of talked about some statistics earlier. Said 80% of the goals internationally are scored in the first 5 and last 5 of a half. The Great Crossing scored in the 2nd minute and the 35th minute. That's the first 5 and last 5.
Just like you called it.
Yeah, and but Franklin County played some solid defense, and they played some solid offense. If they can link up the midfield a little bit stronger, they had a couple good opportunities. They had a couple good shots on goal, and let's see if they can't jump out early here.
Yeah, and if you think about the way the first game went, if you were with us for that, Great Crossings girls took down the Frankfort High Panthers 5-0. That was 2-0 going into halftime. When we came back for the second half, like you said, first 5 minutes of the second half, Great Crossing had already put another one on the board.
Absolutely, and you just got to be prepared for that. It looks like that's what Great Crossing is trying to go heavy,
There's
and
Barnes
go hard and
playing
fast.
Into Welch.
Yep.
Nice
well
cutout,
done.
but coming in to grab the rebound.
Nice
what a
stop
save
by
that time.
Hack.
That was Wesley Holt with the right-footed shot, just trying to chip it into the far post, and Braden Hack laying out for that one. Nice little flick on by Kaiser to get Pfeiffer into space, and Flyers looking to attack now.
Yep, a nice recovery and attack going on the offense. Well done. But that's exactly what happened. They started off, and Great Crossing went right at it. They ran numbers up heavy, but Franklin County did a good job to counteract that.
Here's
Nice
Pfeiffer.
Nice play by Capuzzi over there, or Capuzzi.
Pfeiffer hits the official and just kind of gives him a little bit of there's a little bit of a discussion there between Pfeiffer and the official. Like, what are you doing? Right in the way of my shot, and the official, I guess, would counter with, well, I'm wearing green. How did you
Dangerous
hit me?
play, indirect.
We'll play on here as the foul called on Pfeiffer that time, and now coming the other way is Great Crossing. Here's Welch doing a great job to avoid the tackle. Lays it off that time for Barnes. Barnes has it taken away from him.
Yep. And I'll tell you what, Barnes and Welch, where number 9 and 10 truly do match up. You could flip the numbers, and they would play the same type of position.
Yeah, that's one of the cool things about, and it's not every single team, every single game you see, but a lot of times in soccer, the numbers have a deeper distinction than just whatever number you got to first when you're picking them up. And number 9 is typically your striker, your guy that, puts the goals on the board. The number 10 is generally the field general, as you see Barnes right here, the guy in the middle who just kind of makes it all work.
Yep. He is the controller. Everything goes through him. It's kind of like a basketball team running. It all plays through the center, the point guard.
And, most people watching this will be familiar with former Barcelona player, now with PSG, Lionel Messi, the number 10.
Yep, absolutely.
I don't think he wears number 10 at PSG now.
But yeah, those two numbers are very appropriate for those young men. Now, this is reminiscent of the first half. Franklin County's doing a good job. They are stepping in the
Left
middle
a
of
little
it.
bit in on that tackle here, and we're going to get a free kick here for
get a direct here.
Crossing.
This might be, they might get
think they'll take a shot at it?
Yeah, excitable, and they may go ahead and strike it.
It's not too far away. It looks like Aiden Bryan's going to step over this one. He's got 7 goals already this season.
About 32 yard.
Puts his foot behind it. Gets
Well
no
done.
farther than the walls. Nice placement there.
That wall stayed tough.
Nice job by Pfeiffer that time to pick the ball away. One thing I'll say for Great Crossing, when they lose possession, they do work like nobody's business to get it back.
Immediately turn, attack. Yep.
And that's another thing, you know, when they do get possession back. I mean, you saw it kind of right there with Caleb Barnes in the middle of the field. The second he gets on the ball, what's the first thing he does? He looks to the left, he looks to the right, figures out where his angles are.
Where's your space? Where can you move to, and who you can pass it to?
Yeah, and a lot of times you'll have one or two guys. The idea is to kind of keep a triangle around, so you'll have an out ball either way, and that requires a lot of movement off the ball by your teammates, and we've seen that so far.
Nice pick right there.
Yeah, nice job by the Flyers.
Rodriguez picked it up.
Second time to play the through ball, he actually gets there. By that time, Great Crossing was able to kind of move around.
Still got throw in.
Punches that one out.
Now, if you notice here, Franklin County is pushing extra players up here. So they are putting a little more pressure, trying to control this coming through. Don't give so quick.
And this is what the risk is if you do push. If you give up possession, then you've got a lot less men down the field to stop this from happening. A nice through ball that time by Welch. And it looked like that was just having trouble picking up the number there for Great Crossing. But now Franklin County has a chance to counter if this one sits up, but don't think he's going to be able to get to that on the far side.
Yeah. Franklin County is just, they're not linking these passes together for a forward attack or even a 1-2 or a little, what they call a give and go. But just,
and I think a lot of that is just the amount of pressure that Great Crossing is putting on them the second the ball gets to the Flyers. They do not have a lot of time to think about where they want to put the ball before they have to get rid of it. And I think that's having a big effect on how much possession Franklin County is actually able to have.
There's a nice tie through there. It's Wesley Holt driving the ball down the left side of the.
A nice ball central, gets to Morin. Morin plays it over to Welch. Welch's right-footed shot is snuck in the left side.
He pulled that backside,
Yeah, he throws Braden Hack right there, and we're a little bit We're a little bit over the 5 minutes you talked about, but I think the principle holds.
It's the 46th minute,
3-0 your score, and that one's been coming from Preston Welch all night.
Yeah. He has played. He played a heck of a first half.
That is a fantastic bit of skill. And really, I think Braden Hack was also kind of unsighted by, as you'll see by our camera shot back there. He had a couple guys between him and Welch and really didn't get a good look at him. By the time he saw where it was going, there was no point in even diving.
He kind of got him crossed up and he kind of pulled that ball back across.
3-0 your score. 34 minutes left in this one. And bigger hill to climb now for the Flyers if they want to stay alive this year.
If the Flyers can jump on here, if the Flyers can pick up a goal here quick in the next 4 or 5 minutes, then it could help turn tide.
Yeah, big thing is you just want to put the seed of doubt in that Great Crossing attack and defense, especially. I want to thank our sponsors while we have a second. David Toll's Auto Pro and Exit Realty Crutcher for helping us bring you the 41st District Tournament here on Cable 10. We'll have all the games for you. That's a nice through ball, and Hack that time does a good job to marshal his area and cover his lines, because that was a dangerous through ball that was played there. Coming onto it, I believe that was Reagan Disney.
Yeah, he read that coming through. He saw his defender was not going to make it there and picked it up.
Wesley Holt
controlled it.
And that's going to be a foul coming from behind. Paul Redmond kind of getting a little bit much of the shoulder there. And Paul also given a little bit of grief to Kaiser there. Gave him a little accusation of diving. I don't know that was the case. It looked pretty clear from here.
Yeah. I didn't even think that was a question.
Yeah, Kaiser over the top, had about 10 yards too much muscle on it.
Yeah.
The idea was right. You try to beat them over the top, and that's where I think Franklin County, if they have an advantage, that's where it's at, just raw speed, but not able to connect.
Yeah, but what you want to see is, and so far this has been a very clean game. I have not seen a lot of behind the ball or off ball shenanigans.
Yeah.
So it has been a very clean game.
County working the ball down the right side, and they've got something here, just cannot get past that last man, and that's been the story all night.
Now, John, how many years has Great Crossing been in this district?
I believe this is their, of course, you know, everything was kind of thrown into chaos last year, but I believe this is their 3rd year in the district.
All right.
I believe 2019 was their first year. As we see that ball to Welch, he was just a half step behind it, but nice run off the ball and nice recognition of that run off the ball by Aiden Bryan that time.
And a lot of times it takes a few years for some rivalries to build up too. So
yeah. And you know, Great Crossing is kind of coming in here as the what?
Oh, that's a beautiful touch. Oh, really, nice save by Hack too. That was a wonderful.
That's as good as you're going to see.
Yeah. That
just
was
the little run, the run off the ball, because just the whole pass and move thing, and knowing that you're going to get the ball back, and the one touch to just really kind of lay it on a plate, and Franklin County does a nice job to recover on it.
Yeah, Welch just little flick on, but Hack did a tremendous job.
And that will result in a goal kick.
Nice effort.
Well.
That is a hard angle to score a header on. You're right down there on that.
Take a look
right on that touch
just
line.
that side-footed little dink through, and that is deceptively difficult to do that.
Yep.
And the left foot save, and as you mentioned, Braden Hack saving and kicking, serving with the left foot.
Yeah, this game could be out of control. One for some really nice aggressive saves.
Nice play that time, and that was, I believe they're gonna call that one back. I think they were gonna try to let them play, but that was Layden New coming in and doing a nice job this time to get the ball clear.
I was kind of surprised though that he pulled that back, because they still had the advantage.
I didn't really see.
They maintained possession.
I'm not sure what that foul would have prevented them from doing.
Right. But sometimes there will be a foul, and the referee will point or like swoosh his hands forward and holler, "Play on," because he's going to rule the advantage, which means the team that was fouled still has possession. They're going to have the advantage because they are still moving forward.
Yeah, and that's meant to
keep play going.
Keep play going and keep teams from really getting much benefit from just intentionally fouling at that point.
Absolutely.
What a through ball that time, and just not able to collect it is Wesley Holt, but that through ball from midfield is as nice as you're going to see.
That's Kaba right there, showing a nice work rate, recovering on that. He makes a nice run through the middle.
Makes its way and does not sit up well for Moore, and he had to just kind of like juggle it and try to kind of guide it in with his left foot, and just never could really straighten it out here. Did a nice job of setting himself up for it, but I think coming back to defend that time was number 19 for Franklin County. That was Jacob Thompson, and I think his presence there really kept Tristan Morin from getting better contact on it than he did.
It was a nice little run up the side, right up the touch line, all sent back.
The Flyers still showing some spirit here, and now they're able to
play to the midfield.
Yeah, that's one thing that we haven't really seen them be able to do effectively, is switch fields. And in the past 2 or 3 minutes, it's the first time we've actually seen the goalkeeper
have to make a play.
Purcell.
And
Welsh with it. That's an underrated skill that you just saw from him, being able to go from running at full speed to stopping, and snapshot that time by Tristan Morin. Let's take a look at this again, as Morin just kind of snuck in there, maybe a little bit loose by the back line for Franklin County, and Morin just snuck in and found an opportunity, snapped one in, but good job by Braden Hack to be aware of the situation.
Yeah. Hack has got just a great second or sixth sense, and he stayed near on the near post. He saw that was the threat, and sure enough, he was right where he needed to be.
Well done. Throw in here. Coming to get it is
Looks like Welsh right there.
Yeah, Preston Welsh just trying to get back to it.
Rodriguez, and then
that was Aiden Bryan. Pushes it back over to Holt.
Layton New on this side.
Holt not able to get it. Flyers still trying to clear, and the shot comes in. And that one is saved. Spilled out for a second. And
well
I think
done.
Braden Hack made an incredible save. It spilled out a little bit more than he would have liked. He was able to get back onto it. And then on the rebound, if you see here, if anybody had been more enterprising for a great crossing there, right there as he turned his back, you saw it right before it cut off.
But
there
that
was
ball
something on there.
Yeah, ball was spinning so hard. He went to pick it up, it spun right out of his hands.
Brian Ramirez is going to come back in if you remember the first half. Let's take a look at this again before we get to that.
Great save. Left
Nice
on,
save.
went down, ball spun.
And then he spun, and it spun right out of his hands.
Yeah. Thing had some potential energy there.
I've seen a lot of goals scored with less time out of the keeper's hands than that.
Absolutely. That would be, we used to call those garbage goals. If you're in the right place, you have the nose for it.
Well, there was a striker that he played for Manchester United for a few years, and he was, he still is a stalwart of the Mexican national team called Chicharito.
Chicharito.
That was his specialty.
Yep. Picking it up.
Javier Hernandez, I believe was his name, if I remember correctly. But no one called him that.
No.
If your nickname's Chicharito, nobody's using your real name.
Got a corner kick. Great crossing, serving it in.
Great corner. And just trying to get bodies in front of the ball right now are the Flyers.
Just so nobody can get a clean shot. Trying to keep Great Crossing from getting a strike.
Clean shot. It goes right in the back of the net. Coming in from defense, that is Reagan Disney with a nice left-footed shot. Just bounced around enough that it finally found the foot of a Warhawk. 4-0 your score after Reagan Disney puts the laces to that one. Let's take a look at the replay here. And this was just a case of Franklin County just not able to get enough on it. And give Disney credit, you know, stopped the ball nicely, took that first touch to give himself space and set the ball up to take that shot. And not going to hit it much better than that. Those are two really nice goals that we've seen scored from distance from this great crossing team.
Yeah, just what we were talking about. Ball was kind of spinning around, ball was bouncing out, bodies were around. He picked up and made a good strike on it. 62nd minute, scores now 4-0.
Now if you're Franklin County, you know, the main thing is heads, keeping the heads from dropping, and you know, just trying to get forward, get on the scoreboard, and kind of throw everything at it at this point because there's not a whole lot to lose.
Just playing for the program, playing for the future, trying to play for a little pride and just keep on fighting. And so far we haven't seen a letdown at all.
There are a lot of seniors on this team for Franklin County that started the game. And yeah, they played with a lot of spirit tonight, and certainly hope that we see them get on the scoreboard. That one's going to be, I believe, a corner kick.
Yeah.
And these have proven problematic. That was, they're going to take this one short. Finds its way back to Welch. There's the shot with the right foot, always rising that one.
Yeah, it might be. Oh, okay. I thought that was deflected. So, all right, looks like a goal kick.
Aiden Bryan trying to find the top right corner. He is wearing the captain's armband as we take a look at it.
Nope, that was clean.
That look that we have. And we want to thank our camera guys tonight. You know, we've got Eric and Todd and Clint working cameras for us. If there's anybody whose name I missed, I apologize, but we've got David and Doug in the truck. I believe I saw Zach Hubbard here somewhere, big soccer fan. So I want to thank all our guys here at Cable 10 for helping make this possible. And we're so happy to bring you these games and all the games here in the 41st District. And you know what? We got some high school football coming up for you on Friday night from Western Hills High School. They're taking on Henry County So make sure you tune in here at Cable 10. If you can't be there, we're happy to bring you there from the comfort of your own home.
We have 22-24 left, and it's 4-0 right now. Great crossing in control.
There's Welch just patiently working. Little keep away right now. Ball cycles to the right, finds its way to Nathan Mefford. Plays the ball across, nobody there to meet it, and Franklin County is going to be able to clear it this time.
Yeah, just didn't have anybody link up there at the midfield coming out.
And if you hear us saying more names for Great Crossing than we are Franklin County, we apologize. It's merely a fact of white on blue being a lot easier to see than yellow on white.
And the numbers are just, they're challenging to pick up. On the near side, it's a little easier than on the far side with the lights.
Yep, that said, they're the ones out here having to run up and down that turf. We're just in here being entertained, so I guess, you know, it wouldn't be fair if we didn't have to do some work.
Absolutely. I've got my old man eyeglasses on too.
There's Welch. Just plays it through, trying to find
Shepherd
Rodriguez.
out. There you go. Well done.
Cleared out that time for a throw.
Capuche just says, I'm just going to lay it out to the touch line and let them throw it in again. They're setting up like almost as basically like a corner kick coming in.
Yeah, Great Crossing not pulling a whole lot of men forward at this point. They've kind of got maybe 7 men up, nearly getting a shot out of it that time. Coming in to just put his laces through it was number 17 there, Nathan Mefford. Great Crossing going to get another throw. Franklin County just cannot get a foot on the ball.
Just can't get out of that. Yeah, just can't get out of their defensive third. And then once you get in that mindset, you get packed back in there. You can't link up across the across the midfield. Yeah.
When you do get the ball, it's almost like a panic to just get it away as soon as possible, and then you just can't build anything. And you know, more often than not, you end up handing the ball right to them, and the process starts over again. It's a tough cycle to get out of.
And you got to figure out a way where you can string together a couple passes, get a little space, and
you know, and a lot of people say when it's not, you know, when it's not coming off for you, you're having trouble stringing passes together. You know, you're having trouble getting the ball off the field. Just do the simple things, you know, and do the simple things effectively.
Yep, space, short, move. But Franklin County, the Flyers are fighting. Great Crossing is really a solid ball club too. Very senior heavy also. 11 seniors on this club, so that speaks a lot.
Yeah,
you talk about 11 seniors on Great Crossing, 6 on Franklin
And a lot
County.
of those kids, likely, I know, you know, you have 2 high schools in the Scott County area now, but a lot of those kids have probably played together for quite a while as well. And that, I think, once you get to this level, you can definitely see when players kind of have that connection that comes from just being on the same teams, traveling down the same roads, and being in the same part of the field.
Correct. Yes. Capucci throws the ball in here. Grant Kaiser trying to gain control. There's Pfeiffer, I think, fighting him.
Yeah, Kaiser has really been kind of isolated so far in this game, and you know, as a senior and as the team's primary goal scorer, it's hard to
they've got him
go out.
They've got him marked very heavy.
Yeah, and if you look at Franklin County's results through the year, you know, you'd have to say Kaiser's the guy that hurts you. If you could take him out, there isn't a whole lot else that you'd have to worry about. But now Franklin County trying to bring the ball back down the field.
You know, the efforts there are just, they're just not linking it up. They're just not able to get 3 or 4 passes together. You get 1 or 2, but you just got to get a little bit more linkage. But there's positives that they can build on.
18 minutes left in this game. Great Crossing. If all goes the way we think it's going to go, we'll move on to take on the winner. I'll hold that thought here as we've got a pass coming in from Brian Ramirez. It doesn't go anywhere. Nice ball there by Welch. He's just proven so hard to deal with for this Flyer back line. But as I was saying, it's looking like it's going to be Great Crossing who will be moving on to take on the winner of tomorrow night's game against Western Hills and Frankfort High. And really excited to see that one because Frankfort High is quite a different proposition than we've seen in previous years in this tournament. Nearly taking the All-A. They've got a lot of statistical leaders in the top 25 in the state. They're a completely different package, and I think that's going to be a lot of fun to watch tomorrow night. As you know, Frankfort area rivalries always are, especially when there's the end of the season on the line for one of the teams and a berth in the regional or playoff for the other. And we've got a shot right here in the middle of the field. Advantage played and not much coming to that. But Franklin County threatening here, threatening for the first time really in the second half.
Good effort.
The Flyers just can't get in front of it. And now Great Crossing is going to have to pull this one back. It went out. And
it's Franklin County throw in.
They are pulling it back.
Yep. They tied together very good. He's going to get booked here.
Yeah, and I think that was number 31 for Franklin County, Logan Martin. I think he knew the hit was coming, and he just tried to dink that forward so somebody could get on it.
Yeah, and it was Ethan Payne, 31, got the yellow card caution.
And I think that may have been just an attempt at one of those, you call them professional fouls here.
Yep, that's exactly what you call it. You just kind of get in the way. You get a thigh in there.
Yeah,
and
right there. And really, you could have called it almost on the first one as well. And Logan Martin was able to fight through the first one. The second one, they got the job done, unfortunately. But Franklin County gets it and starting to get a little bit
a little chippy, but they're battling.
Spirited.
They are battling. I like it. I like it. Franklin County has shown little get after it. I like it.
Yeah, and that's what you want out of your team. You want them to, and you want them to play with a little spirit under control. Of course, you don't want anything like bordering on violence, but
Kaiser's going to serve it up in the box.
Kaiser puts it in.
There
He's
he goes.
Test
nice.
That
Good effort. Good effort. He was maybe looking for the backside. I don't know, but that was a well-struck ball.
Welch just walking by defenders. Looking for his man, and he just has the time to wait for his pass. He passes it forward. Then the Flyers able to take it away.
There you go. Showing a little bit of juice. Nice little back, nice little heel flick there.
I think that was Kaiser who was trying to play it into the path of number 16 there. Kaba, and just not able to connect, but it was a good idea. And you like what Franklin County's doing now. They're just trying to play really quick passes down the line and make Great Crossing chase them down.
Yep, Kaba made a run all the way from his left back position up there. Very well done.
And when you make runs like that across the field, you're pulling defenders with you and you're opening space.
Yep. And as long as your midfield rolls down and covers your slot, then you're in good shape.
And I believe at this point we're going to see Franklin County kind of get some guys some time, as we're just under 15 minutes left in this game and likely in their season. As a chip shot really quick there by Welch, nearly got that in. That would have been some kind of impressive goal if he had gotten that. As we take a look at the replay here, that is that's some English on that one, and if it just dipped a little bit more, that would have been a goal of the season type goal.
Aiden Other coming into the game, freshman coming into that central midfield position.
I like what we're seeing here. It's kind of, I feel like it had just been simmering and sitting at a certain level for a lot of this game, and maybe in the last 5 or 6 minutes, I think Franklin County has really picked up the intensity significantly, and Great Crossing, give them credit, they've really kind of matched that. It's been fun to watch for the last little bit.
Yeah, Kaiser sparked him a little bit up front. We had some nice runs, some really nice linkage, some nice passing, some good space. So, those are things you can take that film back. You can break it down and say, look, here's what we got. We can keep working on these things here. Let's stay positive.
Yeah.
So there's some off-season pluses and minuses you can address.
Yeah, and you know, for the players that aren't seniors on this Franklin County team, you're getting some valuable minutes, and you're getting to also earn back a little bit of your pride. I mean, 4-0 is not a score line that are going to send many hearts aflutter being on the wrong end of it. But when you look at the way that game was before, losing 9-0 less than a week ago, there's a lot you can take away from this game in terms of pride.
Absolutely, because you know you're looking at right now. It's been they gave up 2 in the first half. They can give up 2 in the second half right now. They keep it right here. I would consider that a victory.
And especially if you can manage to knock one in here.
Absolutely, I would love to see them go ahead and take a nice strike from the outside.
Yeah, and as you know, we were kind of looking at the tail of the tape and what these teams were on paper coming into this. I would say the Flyers have definitely performed above kind of what we thought we were going to see tonight.
Correct. But that's where it comes back to. It's why you play the game, you know.
Exactly.
So, you know.
In tournament time, you just throw out like we say, you know, it's one of those things you call a platitude, but it's platitude because it's more often than not the truth.
Yep. All you do is watch the movie Hoosiers or U.S. Olympic hockey team.
Yeah.
You know.
Pretty much any sports movie.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of I think they call those tropes, but you know what? Made some pretty good movies out of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Bad News Bears.
Corner kick, Warhawks.
All right, we got another corner kick coming up.
Remember, these have not been very kind to Franklin County, especially the one that just sat down and they couldn't get it out of the way.
Yeah, well, I'm sitting right around the 18.
Takes a flat one, and that nearly came right back into the goal. Is coming on to hit
another
that.
Corner.
I believe that was Holt that got his foot to it. We'll take a look at the replay here real quick, and yeah, that was.
What does they call it?
That was Tristan Morin. Excuse me. Lost track of the ponytails. Welch is gonna try it, and this time he puts it up in the air, and the attempted header that time coming in to kind of knock it in. I didn't catch the number.
It looked like
27, I believe, or 37.
Lucas Smith looked like he had a good opportunity maybe to deflect that, but missed the whole ball. Franklin County defender played it out of bounds.
And I believe Welch played that in with his opposite foot that time. Parlor tricks.
You got to be strong with both feet.
Warren just puts his foot behind that, and it'll be a corner on the other side. As coming to take that one is going to be Aiden Bryan. Preston Welch pushes his total on the season up to 15 goals.
And was this 5 corners in the last 45 seconds?
Yeah, and I believe he'll have at least 12 assists now. That depends on if he gets counted with an assist for one of the goals. And there's going to be another goal that comes in. That was number
Smith.
37, Lucas Smith, who has come up from defense to get a couple. And that is a popular goal among the Warhawk faithful as Lucas Smith punches it in. That brings the score to 5-0 with just under 10 minutes left in this one.
69th minute, Lucas Smith just skied. And
nice.
he had missed the earlier opportunity to flick the ball on near side, but made good on this opportunity. So
yeah, great placement there.
That is a tough save to try and make too, especially on those balls that are coming backside like that.
Yeah, and you have no idea where it's going, and you have so little time to react. It's great placement on the corner, and that's, you know, again, when you give up corner after corner, you're just kind of playing with fire. And
those set pieces are tough, you know.
There's the goal scorer, Smith. Tried to play over the top. He thought he had Welch making the run, but Welch had already kind of checked his run at that point.
It was an optimistic through ball there.
He must be feeling it. I would be too.
Yeah, got a little adrenaline. Drove it a little bit too far.
Right now we have the same score line that we did in the opening game. It's Welch for great crossing.
That was the
Goes through and has it taken away, and Franklin County might have something on here. That's a good job of coming back to defend by Alvin Acosta, the senior, for great crossing. He's getting some clock here. Warhawks set here to put another team in the championship. The girls already made it earlier tonight, 5-0 over Frankfurt High.
The winner of this one will be playing the winner of tomorrow night's game, Frankfurt
and Western Hills.
Western Hills, which should be a pretty good game.
And you know, we were talking about how this game got a little bit more spirited just about 10 minutes ago. I don't think we're going to have any problem. We never have any problem with those crosstown rivalries.
Absolutely.
Especially with Frankfurt High being a pretty impressive team so far this season. That one's going to be a lot of fun. And I think we'll have some fun tomorrow night during the girls game as well, as we have Western Hills and Franklin County. Western Hills doing pretty well for themselves, doing, better in the district than normal. They are second place they're the 2 seed. We don't see that a whole lot out of Western Hills coming into this. So Hills and Franklin County going to do battle tomorrow night, and that'll be the first game. We'll be right back here, so make sure you join us here on the Cable 10 Game of the Week. And barring any more nationwide, worldwide technical gremlins, we'll be on Facebook too, so look forward to that.
The Kaiser trying to put a little extra pressure on him.
Yep. No, haven't really tested that goalkeeper yet.
No.
He nearly spilled one.
That's what I'm saying. Put a little pressure on it. Put a little heat on it.
Yeah. Now Franklin County just pushing to try to get that goal, and unfortunately that means there's space to exploit.
That was a very nice tackle.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it didn't look. It didn't.
Yeah, I think that's probably, if you're going to call something, that's probably what you would want to call. He's not going to give him a card for that, which I don't even think, a lot of times that wasn't even a.
Yeah, he stripped ball and he just rolled over. So I don't know.
Let's take a look at this one again.
Replay.
Yeah, she threw a little bit of
he just kind of
threw a little bit of the hip into him, and I think that's probably the way the official saw it, as they play it in, and Smith nearly repaid that foul with another goal from a header. And here's the ball up top, and Kaiser's got something to run onto now, and it just sits up.
To send some through balls.
And he's trying to muscle the great crossing defender off of it. That was some nice defending by Paul Redmond. He heard footsteps, but just stayed calm and got it out. And we've got a player hitting the deck. And
little shoving.
Yeah, that's Grant Kaiser.
Yeah.
Going to ground. And, at this point, you want to make sure as an official, I'm sure,
just
in this situation, what's your...
Keep it tight.
Yeah.
Keep it tight. And in this situation, the crowd's energized a little bit, and the players start getting a little energized. You can pick that up. You go ahead and make a couple quick calls. If you got to card somebody quick. But you just don't want to let it get to where somebody's going to wind up making a mistake and losing their head.
Yeah.
And it's also, you can, if things get a little tight, you can call time, give me captains, say, this is your warning. You tell your teammate the next unnecessary roughness.
Yeah,
I'm
the main thing is just, it's been a clean game so far. I mean, we've had a couple of tackles, but nothing like overtly dirty.
No.
Cross comes in here for the Flyers and nearly getting to it that time. I believe that was...
I believe that was Kaba.
Yeah, Kaba coming
right
in
there.
on the far side.
Just missed it.
And that was probably the closest we've had to a Franklin County goal so far. And, like you said, it's just, you don't want to see anybody do anything that's going to put playing going forward at risk, or especially, might get them hurt, because that's, I think, the real fear is if you're, going into a tackle late, you're leaving the studs up, or just like maybe staying into something that ordinarily you'd pull out of.
All right, yeah.
And this may be what they're
time out on the field right now. Let's see.
I think this may be a little bit of what they're doing right now.
They might be correcting something on the clock. I'm not sure. I couldn't pick that up with the headphones on. I think he was maybe adjusting his watch, maybe.
Sure.
That's one thing. That's what I'm going to call it.
Well, I don't,
because he did not.
I don't know the value of adding time to the clock at this point for Franklin County.
Yeah.
It's kind of academic at this point.
What I think happened was he may have hit his watch and then it reset, so he was trying to go back to that time, so that he knew exactly how much time was left. Although the actual time should be kept on the scoreboard.
Great crossing now with a chance to counter. That is Barnes right now. Pulls it back a little bit and lays it off to Seth Baker, who plays that ball over the top, and spilling it that time is that was Hack not able to grab it and managed to come up with it in the end.
It starts getting a little bit later. You get a little bit of dew on the field, and that ball does get some moisture on it.
And you wonder also about the lights too, because he would have been looking right in the lights at that point.
Yeah.
And Purcell is, he just hasn't had a lot to do in that goal, but there have been times where, there were a little bit more time in this game for Franklin County. You'd think maybe there's a chance we can get after him.
Yeah, you might be able to pick one, and they've had more excitement in the last 10 minutes than they did in the first 20. So.
Here comes a great crossing again. That time the Flyers able to clear it out. Seth Baker makes the cross in. Smith nearly gets back to it, and that's going to be a goal on the near side.
There was nothing you could do about that.
Coming in to score that is Alvin Acosta. The senior gets a goal, and 6-0 is your score. And now we're starting to see a little bit more reminiscent of the score line that we saw the last two times these teams played.
But defensively,
somebody's got to cut that out.
Franklin County, though, they took care of the first threat, took care of the second threat. That was the third threat as the ball went behind.
And as we saw in the replay, Hack did an incredible job just to get something on that, having to cross the face of goal. But as you said, at that point, there was no way that Acosta wasn't scoring there.
But great crossing has spread around the scoring of 6 different players.
And you know what? That stat that you've hit a couple of times about the first 5 in the last 5 minutes, when did that goal come? 2:34 left in the game.
You got it. Outside of the third and fourth goal, everything else been the first 5 last 5.
Yeah. So. And I think that for the third and the fourth goal is probably where you're looking at the difference between these two teams as well.
Right.
Just two incredibly well taken goals from distance.
And it just, it's hard. Like I said, you've got 11 seniors with experience that are solid players, have been playing together for 4 years. It makes a difference. That senior leadership is real.
Yeah. And there's a shot from distance that time and not able to get that one down. I believe that was Caleb Barnes. Looks like he might have gotten his toe in the turf a little bit. Kind of came up a little bit gimpy, but I think he's going to be all right. 1.5 minutes left of this one. 6-0 your score. Great crossing. We'll move on to take on the winner of tomorrow night's game between Frankfort High and Western Hills. And Kaiser is he's really had to start coming back into midfield just to kind of get his feet on the ball. Such has been the dominance of great crossing in terms of possession and not letting Franklin County really get anything going towards the great crossing side of the field.
Yeah, it's great crossing has responded anytime that Franklin County's bolstered an assault or an attack, brought the ball down the attacking third, that they've always recovered well. Just a couple of breaks here or there.
That was a nice takedown that
Kaiser
time.
has played his heart out.
And Kaiser trying to play it forward.
Nice,
nearly
right
running
idea.
onto that would have been
right idea. Yep, he was looking to find.
Just not able to get there. We've got 30 seconds left. Just trying to get something going towards the scoreboard this time. Great crossing, just trying to keep the clean sheet here.
Number 3.
I thought it was still in, but they're going to blow it dead with 10 seconds.
Dalton Turner.
And this will be Grant Kaiser throwing it in, and that's how the season is going to end for Franklin County. A valiant effort tonight, and I think they can be proud of having turned that score line around somewhat from a week ago, but the result is the same, 6-0 Great Crossing on top of Franklin County in the first night of the 41st District Tournament. We'll have highlights and we'll put a bow on this night in just a little bit. Stay with us here on the Cable 10 Game of the Week.
The Game of the Week Play of the Game is brought to you by Bill McCoy Insurance Agency, celebrating over 46 years in business. With over 15 companies to shop and collectively over 100 years of experience, call, visit us, or request quotes on BillMcCoyInsuranceAgency.com.
You finally found the perfect car in racing blue. You even got them to throw in the LED fog lights for free. Auto Owners insures your car because some people never learn to parallel park. That's simple human sense.
Bill McCoy Insurance, celebrating over 46 years in business. With over 15 companies to shop, call us or visit our office for quotes.
It's all over here on night one of the 41st District Tournament. Great Crossing boys going one better on the scoreboard than the girls did. 6-0 the victory over Franklin County, and it is time to bring you some highlights. But first, we've got to get you the play of the game. And on a night where we saw some pretty stellar goalkeeping in dire circumstances, that's what we saw again here tonight, David.
Yes, sir. Brayton Hack really kept this thing much closer than 6-0. You know, six days ago it was 9-0 game. He came up strong. Also, though, it was close because Grant Kaiser also
played his heart out.
Great game.
You know, it's his last game, left it all out on the field, and that's all you can ask of any of these players.
But Braden Hack was just, he was spot on, great reactions. You know, these goals were tough. And sometimes you just can't get them.
Well, that'll bring Franklin County's season to an end. We saw Frankfort High's season for the girls come to an end earlier. And tough night for the Franklin County area schools, but they'll have a chance to go back at it tomorrow night. Make sure you join us. We'll have opening up the Franklin County girls taking on the Western Hills girls, and then the Western Hills boys going to battle in the nightcap against Frankfort High, and we'll have all the action for you. So make sure you join us right back here for night 2 of the 41st District Tournament here on the Cable 10 Game of the Week. For David Daly, I'm John Piesheimer. Thanks for joining us.